some of the conditions in the elementary schools now are just not really where we want our kids to be.
A school bond issue brings out the voters in Silsbee as people there decide whether or not to approve $30 million on school upgrades. Good evening, I'm Kelly Phillips.
And I'm Greg Kerr. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. We begin this evening's coverage with a school bond election in Silsbee. The district is asking voters to approve a $30 million bond issue. It
would pay for a new elementary school and renovations to other campuses. The bond does not include any athletic projects. In May, the same bond election failed by only 13 votes. And if we go to the total there, with all of the precincts reporting, 845 voters reported yes, they would approve it, 52%, and 782 voters said no, only 48%. So it does pass. KFDM's Justin Hinton is covering the election. He joins us live from the school administration building with reaction to the results. Justin?
Yes, Kelly, one of the really big things about this particular election, was the number of people that actually came out to vote. There were about 1,600 that came out and participated in this election, opposed to the one that they had in last May, where there were only 600 people. So you've got 1,000 more that contributed and really voiced their opinions. And like you said, they decided to approve that school bond issue. I want to bring in the superintendent, Richard Bain, and just talk to me about the number of people that came out and that said that this is something that they want to see.
It's extraordinary, the number of voters that we got out today. Very, very excited for the community that they exercised their right to vote, that they did, and did their civic duty. Real excited that it passed, obviously. Now we get to move forward and get into the design phase and start looking at what we need to do to get this on the road.
And this really is just the beginning of what's to come next. So what can we expect to see, and what can people living in Silsbee expect to see over the next year or so? I mean, how long is this going to take?
Well, first thing we got to do is get the schematic design and the design phase rolling. That'll involve bringing in our teachers and our staff, our administrators, community members, and actually planning on this new building. What all do we want to have in it? What do the classrooms need to look like in the first grade? What do they need to look like in the fifth grade? And get all those plans done. Once all the design phases are taken care of, then they'll make the actual plan for the building. Then we go into the bid phase. So there's a lot of work to be done that we have to do on the front end before we can actually get to breaking ground on it. If all goes well and as planned, then hopefully they'll break ground around May of this year, and hopefully be actually in the building in the fall of 2015.
And this is something that you've said that the school district really does need.
Yes, this bond was definitely based on our needs. We looked at a lot of the different things we could do to try to address the needs, and we felt like this was the best way to go. We have two buildings that are approaching 60 years old. It's just so many needs in them that it was going to be cost prohibitive to try to fix everything there. So by replacing those two buildings with a new one and then doing some renovations to the other two campuses that's a part of the bond, we'll address all the needs that we need to have.
So this is, again, just the beginning. So, and what he was telling me earlier is that this really is going to be a community participation event where they'll have more board meetings where a community can go ahead and step in and to voice their opinions on what they'd like to see. For now, we're live in Silsbee. Justin Hinton, KFDM 6 News.
All right, Justin, thank you. Now, the school bond isn't the only election in Silsbee.
That's right. Voters are also deciding whether to allow the sale of alcoholic beverages in restaurants. Now they have to get a private club license to sell alcohol in Silsbee. And 63% of the voters decided yes, they would like the sale of mixed beverages in restaurants. And that is 100% of the precincts voting.